Wrightsville Beach is spending $105 million replacing 3 bridges, and that work runs all the way through 2032. And that's just one of 6 spots around Wilmington where relocating buyers get caught off guard after they move in. Not because the area is bad, because nobody sat them down and explained what living there actually looks like. So I pulled together 6 places relocating buyers often ask me about, and the one thing that surprises almost every single one of them once they've unpacked the boxes. Hi, I'm Kimberly Crouch with eXp Realty. I've spent years on this coast walking relocating buyers through it block by block. In this video, I'm covering the area everyone pictures first and the near decade of construction headed its way. The historic downtown pocket where the same nightlife everyone loves on vacation follows you home every night. And the beach town that maybe is not just a beach town at all. All right, Wrightsville Beach. Picture the house on the beach most people imagine when they think about moving to the North Carolina coast. There's a good chance it looks a lot like Wrightsville Beach. Streets with homes, shops, and restaurants right by the sand. Close enough to downtown Wilmington that you can jump in the car and go out to dinner, or head over to UNCW, which is also close by. So whether you're after a full-time place by the sand, a second home, or a rental near the Wrightsville Beach Loop, people end up here for the same reason. It's the closest thing this coast has to living inside a postcard. That part of the picture is real. What most buyers don't think through is how you actually get on and off the island. Right now, Wrightsville Beach is in the middle of a $105 million project to replace 3 bridges, with work running through 2032 as of right now. The Hyde Trask Drawbridge is the only way on and off the island and leads you to the first part of the island. Then there are 2 smaller bridges, one to the north over Lee's Cut and the other to the south over Banks Channel. Utility relocation on the first smaller north bridge is already underway, and heavier construction there is expected this fall. Once work on the main bridges begins, the drawbridge will only raise for boats on the hour instead of lifting every time a boat needs to pass. That's meant to keep cars moving, but between the lane closures and the detours, you're still looking at years of heavier traffic getting on and off the island. Now, that's not a reason to avoid Wrightsville Beach. I'm here almost every day and I love it. But if you're buying with the idea that you'll be in and out in 5 minutes flat, you need to plan around a multi-year construction window instead of the beach town pace you're picturing. There's a second piece that catches people off guard every summer, and it's the traffic. Once Memorial Day hits, the single road onto the island can back up for miles on weekends, and parking near the beach access points usually fills up by mid-morning. Now, if you're used to driving 5 minutes to the Harris Teeter grocery store from Wrightsville Beach, just on the other side of the drawbridge, plan for a lot longer than that from June through August, at least on the weekends. The median sale price here, including condos and townhomes and single family, is about $1.7 million for the last year. Now, Wrightsville Beach works best for buyers who want that right on the water life badly enough to plan around several years of construction and pay the premium that it costs to live here. Plan around the summer traffic pattern that slows everything down. We're going over the Banks Channel, so this is the second bridge onto the island. So we just passed on my right was South Harbor Island. On my left was North Harbor Island. Those are both communities with single family homes in them. You can see the sailboats anchored up, and we're just going to go around the loop here. So this is the main commercial part of Wrightsville Beach. It's not very big. Lots of condos for rent here, nightly rentals right here, shopping, restaurants. Tower 7 is right here, Neptune's, and you can go right and go south down to the end of the island where you can see all the people walking about. Super cute little beach town. And then we're back to residential, so not very much commercial at all. There's a little bit more commercial down on the south end. It has Oceanic Restaurant and Bar, which is right on the ocean. And then Sundays is a coffee shop there, big public parking lot, and bathrooms and showers. So we're almost to the left turn back. We're going to go over the northern end bridge that goes over Lee's Cut. To my right is going to be the Johnny Mercer Pier and parking lot. And then we're going to go left and go back over the other bridge. So these are the 3 bridges that I'm talking about that are having work done over the next 6 years or so. And that's why a lot of folks are worried about the traffic and congestion that's going to cause, especially for the people who live here year-round. There's lots of year-round residents on North and South Harbor Island. So coming up on my right here is Wrightsville Sup. It's also the home of the Wrightsville Beach Outrigger Canoe Club. And then we're coming up around the edge of the loop to my left. Wrightsville Beach Elementary School is is over there on the left. And then this is the live oak section of the Wrightsville Beach loop. It's so pretty. It just frames the sidewalk there. And then again to my left, coming up is Wrightsville Beach Park from the other side. There's live music there tonight. On Thursdays, they do that in the summer. It's where the farmers market is every Monday morning for about 6 months of the year. And then pickleball is also there. So we have open play at pickleball on my left here and a museum. Open play is Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Downtown Wilmington. Ask people what they picture when they think about Wilmington's historic core, and most say the same thing. Brick streets, the Riverwalk, restaurants and bars stacked along Front Street, big old live oaks with Spanish moss lining the streets, and that unmistakable old Southern charm. Downtown pulls in buyers who want to be right in the middle of everything, especially people ready to trade a big yard and a long commute for being able to walk out the door to all of it. Downtown earns some of the highest walk scores in the whole area. Parts of Front Street hit an 86 from walk score. That's exactly what draws people to downtown. What catches buyers off guard is what the same high walk score means once they've actually moved in. A lot of downtown's inventory is condos, townhomes, and converted historic properties, not necessarily single-family homes with a yard. And the median sale price downtown runs around $374,000 for all these different home types. Buyers coming from the suburbs sometimes don't realize how much smaller the lot sizes are, or the parking challenges and cost of parking, or that a chunk of their monthly payment goes toward a condo fee instead of just the mortgage. Then there's the noise. Front Street stays busy late into the night on weekends, especially in the warmer months when the bars and restaurants are full. So if you're picturing quiet evenings on a porch, downtown living close to the entertainment district isn't going to give you that most weekends. Flood risk is also part of the conversation here, since a lot of downtown sits close to the Cape Fear River. Elevation can shift the premium a lot from one block to the next. So before you make an offer, get a property-specific flood quote from a licensed insurance agent. Downtown Wilmington works well for buyers who want to be steps from the river, restaurants, and nightlife, and who are fine trading a yard and quiet weekend evenings for that kind of access. Carolina Place has a lot of like 1930s style craftsman homes. A lot of them have original parts to it. This one in particular had original windows with the wavy glass, which was really cool. Original heart pine floors. Parking can be a challenge in downtown. This one had off-street parking, which was fantastic. Some don't, so then you have to park on the street. That's kind of hard. It's a really pretty building on my left there. Some churches. There's a synagogue here. So this is Market Street, and this will take you all the way back towards Mayfair. Bellamy Mansion Museum on my left. Some of these homes have historic plaques. They've been designated historic. St. James Plantation sits down in Southport, about 40 minutes south of downtown Wilmington. And it's built around golf, marina access, and a private beach club on Oak Island. 4 golf courses, a marina, tennis, and country clubs pull in a lot of relocating buyers who want resort-style amenities behind a gate only 10 to 15 minutes from the beach. For buyers who want that lifestyle, it delivers exactly what it promises. What catches people off guard is the distance from Wilmington itself. Everything you'd associate with bigger city, the airport, specialty medical care, a wider range of shopping, is a 40 to 45 minute drive from St. James. Buyers who picture an easy back and forth to Wilmington for errands or travel or appointments are often surprised by how much of a commitment that drive can actually become once they're living it day to day. The median sale price for single family homes here runs up $727,500 and stretching up over $2 million, which catches people off guard given how far it sits from Wilmington. Homes here can range widely from smaller cottages to large custom estates on the golf course. So how long a home sits on the market often comes down to which price tier it falls into, its location within the community, and how well it is maintained. St. James also runs on HOA and club fees that stack up fast. While every homeowner has access to the private beach club on Oak Island, golf memberships, country club memberships, marina fees, and club amenities all come with separate costs on top of your mortgage and your HOA fee. So run the full numbers before you fall in love with the lifestyle. St. James Plantation works well for buyers who want a resort community built around golf and marina life and beach life, and who are fine with a real drive anytime they need something Wilmington only itself offers. 3 areas down, and you can probably already tell these 3 places fit completely completely different lifestyles and completely different budgets. Pick the wrong one from a distance and you end up overpaying for a lifestyle you never actually use, or settling somewhere that never quite feels like home once the moving boxes are gone. That is why I have designed a free neighborhood match quiz. It's meant to help you. I spent a lot of time on it. It takes about 3 minutes for you and points you toward the specific communities that fit your budget and desired lifestyle and the way you want to live. Just click the link below the video to take the quiz. Now, distance isn't the only thing that catches people off guard in Brunswick County. Leland sits just across the Cape Fear River from Wilmington, and it's grown faster than almost anywhere else on this coast over the past several years. New neighborhoods keep going up along Highway 17, and buyers come here for newer construction, more house for the money, and a shorter drive into Wilmington than you'd get from most of Brunswick County. It's a suburban, near the coast lifestyle with plenty of everyday shopping and restaurants close by, though it leans suburban strip mall more than historic downtown. That growth is exactly what draws people in. It's also what surprises buyers once they've moved, because Leland is growing so fast. A lot of the infrastructure is still catching up. Highway 17 backs up during rush hour sometimes, and buyers coming from a smaller town are sometimes caught off guard by how much traffic builds up getting in and out during peak commute times. The median sale price for single-family homes here in Leland is right around $390,000 for the last 12 months, and a lot of that growth is happening in subdivisions with new construction like Brunswick Forest as well as Indigo Preserve, which means new construction makes up a big part of the inventory. As of July 30th, 2026, of the 439 homes actively listed for sale in Leland, 203 or 46% were new construction. And that may be understated because builders don't always put all of their inventory in the MLS. If you're buying new, you're often working directly with a builder's sales office rather than a resale market with established comps. And that changes how you negotiate and what you can expect on closing costs. Make sure you get your own buyer's agent to represent you and help you with that negotiation. Now, the other thing that catches buyers off guard is how Leland is actually laid out. It isn't one dense town center. It's a handful of master plan communities, each built around its own cluster of shopping and restaurants, with additional communities built further out from these centers into Leland. For example, Brunswick Forest is right next to shopping and restaurants, while Compass Point is about 10 to 15 minutes out. Leland works well for buyers who want newer construction, more space for the money, a reasonable drive into Wilmington, and who are comfortable with a town that's still building out its roads and infrastructure to keep up with growth, as well as buyers who are okay with being 30 to 40 minutes to the beach. Not every trade-off on this list is about how fast a place is growing. Sometimes it's about staying put somewhere you picked for yourself. Now we are coming into Brunswick Forest. Brunswick Forest is made up of a lot of different neighborhoods. This is Brunswick Forest Parkway. Here is the big Brunswick Forest water tower. And we're gonna go over to Trestle Ridge, which is, I believe it's the last community, the newest community in Brunswick Forest. There are builders there. Stanley Martin is there. People love Brunswick Forest because of the amenities, for one, and the location. It's close to downtown Wilmington. You're near shopping and stores and restaurants that Leland offers, and has just really great, it's a major master plan community that's been being built up for 20 years. It's almost done. I went and toured the amenity center on a Tuesday, and there are so many people in there, like playing cards, fitness. So there's just a whole community of people here enjoying the lifestyle here. So this is Trestle Ridge. You can see it's still under construction. So here we are in the Trestle Ridge sub-community of Brunswick Forest. The Mayfair Corridor. This next one is personal because it's where I choose to live myself. The Mayfair Corridor is about proximity to Wrightsville Beach and upscale shopping and restaurants with an IMAX theater. Mayfair Town Center has wide sidewalks, benches, and restaurants right there within easy reach. And the whole corridor sits close enough to Wrightsville Beach and downtown Wilmington that you're never more than a few minutes from either one. What catches buyers off guard is the housing stock itself. The median home price here is around $662,000, but that number covers a really wide mix of home types, everything from condos to townhomes to single-family homes in landfall. It's a denser, more urban feel in some parts of the this area than a lot of out-of-state buyers expect when they hear the word suburb. So if your heart is set on a single-family home in this pocket, be ready for two things: paying a premium for it and possibly buying something older and remodeling it to make it your own. The corridor is also actively changing. Centerpoint, a mixed-use project at Eastwood and Military Cutoff along the new Drysdale Drive extension, is opening its first apartments and retail through 2026 and 2027. That's what's planned, with restaurants like Burton's Grill already signed on. And the Avenue, bringing a Westin hotel, upscale shops and restaurants, and around 500 apartments to Military Cutoff, is moving forward too, though slower than first planned. That's going to keep shifting the feel of this corridor over the next couple years. Now, I picked this area myself because it puts me very close to the bike trail that runs straight to Wrightsville Beach. It's a short walk or drive to dinner, groceries, and shopping. There are many home options in the X flood zone. So if I were moving here again tomorrow, I'd land in the exact same spot. Mayfair works well for buyers who want to be close to amenities and a short drive to the beach, and who are open to paying a premium for being close to all of it. Okay, so it is 4:10 on a Thursday afternoon. To my left is Landfall, one of the gates, and then we're coming up on Mayfair. There's a lot in here, so I'm not going to take the first entrance. There's a Michael's, trampoline park, and Taylor, Banana Republic. If you keep going, you can wind your way around here to another part of kind of the Mayfair area where there's a Harris Teeter grocery store. You can see lots of apartments back there. There's office buildings. This is another shopping center across the street from me. There's lots of nice boutique stores in there and restaurants. There's a local wine shop in there. There's also a Total Wine just a little bit back. Mexican restaurant, spa, lots of medical offices back in there. Encino's headquarters are there. That's a software company. They make software for banks, and lots of apartment options right here. Hampstead sits between Wilmington and Topsail Island, and for a lot of buyers, the real draw is the water. This stretch is full of intercoastal waterway communities with genuine water access, boat slips, docks, and quick runs out to the ICW and ocean. And you can get that here for less than comparable water access closer to Wilmington or out on the beach itself. The water access is exactly what pulls buyers in. What surprises them, being on the intercoastal is not the same as being oceanfront. Even in the water access communities, getting to an actual ocean beach on Topsail Island means driving over the bridge, not walking out your door, or hopping on a bike. And a lot of the newer neighborhoods along Highway 17 aren't on the water at all. So buyers who hear water access and picture the ocean sometimes end up recalibrating once they realize the beach is still a real drive. Traffic is the other thing, and it comes down to how the town is built. Hampstead runs long and linear right along Highway 17. So just about everyone is funneling onto that same road to get anywhere. And it turns into a real choke point at rush hour sometimes. Relief is on the way. The North Carolina Department of Transportation is building the US 17 Hampstead bypass to route through traffic around the town. But it's a multi-year project that isn't fully finished until around 2030. So you'll be planning around the congestion for a while yet. And because the growth here has been so heavily residential, the neighborhoods have gone up a lot faster than the shopping and restaurants have. It's mostly neighborhoods along the highway, so you may find yourself driving toward Wilmington or up to Surf City for a lot of your everyday errands and dining. The median sale price over the past year for single-family homes is $505,000, and a good chunk of that growth is new construction, since this is one of the fastest growing parts of Pender County. That growth means more rooftops every year, and it also means the roads are still catching up with how many people are moving in. If schools are a factor in your decision, look up the actual data yourself at greatschools.org, or reach out to the local district directly. A lot of homes outside the main subdivisions still run on well water and septic systems instead of city utilities or county utilities, which is common for this part of the county. That catches buyers off guard sometimes if they've never dealt with it before. It's not a bad thing. It just changes what you're maintaining compared to a home hooked up to county water. Hampstead works well for buyers who want intercoastal waterway waterway access and a boat-friendly lifestyle at a more affordable price, and who are fine with a genuine drive to the actual ocean beach and a town that's still building out the infrastructure to match its growth. 6 areas, 6 completely different trade-offs, and that's exactly why matching my client's budget and desired lifestyle to the right pocket of this coast is what I spend most of my time doing. Get this wrong and you end up 30 minutes from the beach you thought you were buying next to, 25 minutes from the nearest hospital or grocery store, or stuck in beach traffic every single summer weekend. If you're thinking about making a move to coastal North Carolina, call or text me at 910-218-8187. I'm happy to help you match it up. I'm Kimberly Crouch with eXp Realty, your coastal relocation specialist, offering you authentic coastal luxury at every price point.